Tonight's episode of the Sunday Night Talk off-season edition is here. It's ready. It's the off-season. Kind of tricky point of the year as far as sports. No football. Basketball's over. No Olympics. Baseball's in the middle of it. So, what do we talk about? Off-season storylines. Omar Carmona is on the show. My regular partner has some big announcements at the top. We get into his career as well. Little fun hypothetical at the end as well. We got NFL storylines to speak about as well. You're going to see Omar highly energetic as well. Hey, don't forget, if you're new to the channel, if you're new to the show, don't forget to subscribe to it on YouTube. We have some new followers to it. All my stuff goes up on the channel as well. Keep in mind, I have a new movie series going up Monday afternoon. I have all my stand-up clips on there as well. And this off-season Sunday Night Talk. Where are you on the season? Are you pumped up for the NFL yet? Are you just enjoying summer? We just finished Father's Day. So we're going to throw some storylines at you. We're going to keep it tight, something to listen to, something to enjoy, something to get you thinking about your team. So here we go. The Sunday Night Talk, off-season edition, me and Omar. All right, it is the Sunday Night Talk off-season edition, and the one and only Omar Carmona joins me for a quick hit, for a catch-up on sports, NFL, catch-up on life as well.
Catch-up. It's a catch-up time. It's catch-up. And notice, I don't have my helmets in the background. It's off-season. It's too much football. I do have a 49er bottle cap that I love. I love posting, but other than that, look, I even got a Mets hat on. We're not, it's NFL, but it's not NFL right now. Let's enjoy it.
Well, you've been very hard to track down this summer.
Look, I'm incognito. I'm kind of like,
yeah, you're looking like you're going on the run. Like you are.
I'm in a dark room. It's 100 degrees outside, but I'm in a hoodie and I'm wearing long pants. So I'm just kind of like really laying low.
Yeah. You look like you're about to hop a flight to South America or something.
Yeah, which is funny because I'm running for office. So that's awesome.
Well, let's start by that because you've had a hectic summer and we're texting when we're going to start this Sunday night pod. And you're telling me like, give me 30 minutes. I've been at the jail all day. So give me the rundown of your Sunday like we do during the season. We talk about our Sundays. So your Sunday you spent at the jail. What's going on there?
Okay. So a Sunday now that we're not with NFL Carmona, this is off-season Carmona. George Kittle really likes his tight end university, his tight end U, and then he goes to Cabo for a few weeks. Everybody's got their off-season thing. My off-season thing on Sundays, I spend them at the jail.
Oh. Is that right? Yeah. Carmona goes to jail. Look, sounds like a bad 80s movie.
I'm still on my Heineken Zeros, Pat. Can't get anything without my Heineken Zero.
You're still not drinking. You're still off the booze.
Right.
Feeling centered.
I love it. I'm very centered. I do have I'm obviously still in the basement, so there's plenty of sun outside, but I like things dark in the off season. Okay. We got to get ready for August because come fantasy football drafts, then we just got to get ready. But anyway, Sunday I saw today from about noon to about maybe 30 minutes ago. It's 6:15 now, about 5:30. So that's 5.5 hours. I was visiting 14 different clients at the jail.
So what goes on? You got a client in jail, or you have a client who went to jail and you're basically consulting give me the blow by blow.
So in Texas, let's make the distinction first. Jails is something very temporary. Okay. It's prison is when, now you're doing hard time and there's no more trials. There's no more juries. You're just going to do your time. Jails are either you're just, you're on probation, you violated, and you got to be held there until the judge decides what he or she wants to do with you, or you're waiting trial, or you're going to plead guilty to something, but you're just waiting to get a better deal. Things like that. Sadly, let's not be naive. There are some innocent people that are just sitting there right now waiting for their day in court. Very sad, sad, sad.
Hmm.
I could tell you that of the 14 I saw, without getting into many detail, I could see maybe two, two in that group that I feel real bad for, and why they're there makes sense, but
Ah,
when you're accused of a crime, you're either completely innocent, you're either completely guilty, or maybe you're guilty of something, but not as guilty, or maybe you're responsible for something, but maybe not everything they're saying you're responsible for.
all right. So you're either guilty, not guilty, or somewhere in between. Hold on. Let me write that down.
Is that a hot take?
Hot take. I feel like I just went to law school inside of that one sentence. So, but
No,
you're the conduit. You're the law. You're entitled to representation, man. So you
yeah,
go.
all these guys I was with are waiting their day in court, so they have not pled guilty yet. They are presumed innocent, all of them.
Gotcha. And you go to give legal advice. What do you go to?
Either advice, strategy, updates. Like, this is what's going on in your case. This is what we're waiting for. This is why this hasn't happened yet. This is why this is going to happen later. Things, just keeping them informed of the case.
I see. Okay, so you are that guy who is their first contact. You give the updates. You go in, you put on the dark sunglasses, and you go, here's what we're gonna do.
Right.
I see. Well, that does sound like a busy day, and I would say stressful. Is jail scary?
No, not at all. It is
Really?
it's at least at this jail, it's very alone. I did not have aside from the 14 individuals and the 14 different, or maybe 13 different guards, maybe 12 different guards that brought him out, because I think on at least 2 visits, my guys were in the same pod. And so, one guard brought out 2 guys. That was it. That was my only human communication. I talked to, you're just there. It's a very huge place, but obviously where I can travel is completely secure. I can go to many places in there, but it's completely blocked off from the large, prison, the large jail facility. So no, that's not scary. It smells like an old bread factory. The restrooms are awful. There's women's hair everywhere, because obviously it's you can do there's visits, not conjugal visits anymore. That's a thing of the past. Okay. You don't get to do a hand job every you don't get a handy every 6 months, good conduct.
Wow.
Well, I take that back. You're gonna get a handy, but not from the person that you want to get a handy from.
Oh, okay. Interesting. See, this is the insight I need.
Yeah. And so it's just very alone. It smells terrible. It's so on weekends, on Saturdays and Sundays, families go to visit. So I went on a Sunday today, and you can tell there was a lot of trash, napkins in the room, Kleenex, and it's a disgusting place. There are roaches every now and then. I've never seen a rat. Well, not like a real rat, but I have seen some rats back there.
Oh, you got some of those clients, huh?
I got some of those too that'll cut a deal to save, to save just a few weeks from their sentence.
You're like Sean Penn in Carlito's Way.
Yeah, exactly. And so, and the bathroom's terrible, and there are cockroaches. It's just horrible. But at least the temperature is always like a very room temperature. It's never too hot, never too cold in there.
Ah, interesting. So you do that on a Sunday.
Yeah.
And then your other announcement is you are running for office.
Patrick, I don't want to be a judge anymore.
You don't want to. What were you?
I'm sorry. I don't want to be a lawyer anymore.
Oh, I was going to say, what are you? I'm very confused.
Yeah, it's not a hot take.
All right, don't worry. We'll cut all this out.
Yeah.
So you don't want to be a lawyer anymore. So you're running for city office. So what are you running for?
I'm running for, it's a state district bench. I want to be a state district judge, but only the voters of El Paso County will be able to vote on that.
I see. And what's this position entail?
It is, it's I'm a criminal defense lawyer. I've tried many cases. I am considered by everyone here in this community a criminal defense lawyer. Now, this is the family court. So you're saying, Omar, why the hell would you, be a family judge? It's a deceiving word, because this is the court that handles juvenile matters, which are criminal. So, it's still my wheelhouse. It's juvenile crime. I do a lot of juvenile defense. I do a lot of work with CPS defending children when, advocating for children who have been abused, neglected, all that stuff. And so this court primarily deals with that. Now, what I would stop being is I could no longer be a lawyer at my firm. It's a full-time position. You run for election every 4 years or re-election, but I will no longer be doing adult criminal state or federal or parole anymore. I would be a judge doing juvenile CPS and protective orders. When women or men, we're 2023, okay? When battered victims can go and apply for a protective order, I would also be handling a lot of those.
Yeah, that's true. Some men can be battered as well. I think you call that the cuck division of the law.
I think for a first show for we better stay away from certain topics, Patrick. We don't want to
sorry.
I don't think it's June and I don't want to get canceled yet. We're so
sorry, I didn't want to railroad your candidacy in June of all things.
I don't know. I don't want the show canceled.
You can't cancel something with only 130 followers.
There you go.
So, all right, busy summer Carmona is now going down. How many people are running?
So far, I'm the only one for this particular bench because the judge that typically, is this a little too strict?
Wow, you just went to red light district, Carmona.
Oh, okay.
I don't know if you're gonna like it because I can kind of see your eyes.
Okay, how about this? So I'll just do different covers, but we're trying new things. We're looking at different formats.
Okay.
But the bottom line is, it's no one's run. The judge that's sitting there now on that bench is retiring. Okay, so I'm trying to, succeed her, and she's a good judge, a great judge. She knows what she's doing. The court is in. And how cool is that? That if you were to follow a great judge in, it kind of makes your life easy because the stuff's working. It's like you get into something that's not in chaos. And that you're gonna have to reinvent the wheel. It's not. It's a great bench to run for because she did a great job these last 16 years.
You're like Aaron Rodgers following Brett Favre.
There you go.
You see how I brought it back there? That's why I make the medium bucks.
Patrick, I kind of like me. I like the Montana to Steve Young.
That's a better analogy. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And then one day somebody will follow you just like Elvis Gerbach did.
Hey, and not my problem. I'll open up a winery. Or I'll be on ESPN, or I'll just be doing the show.
All right. Okay. I like it. Well, you've been very busy this summer.
Very busy.
So now we're into the summer, which we got off-season football to talk about. But more so, if we're catching up just summer sports, where do you stand on summer sports? Because as of now, the middle of June, we are in the most dead spot of the year for sports. The football is still in the middle of its offseason. Basketball has ended. We're in the middle of baseball. If you follow baseball, great, but I don't think a lot of people do anymore. No World Cup this year. No Olympics this year. If you're like me, you follow cycling. The tour starts next month. But by and large, no summer sports is going on right now. So you really have to fill your time with sports. You almost have to get out there and express or explore what sport you could get into. I was on Peacock, the NBC app earlier, and I'm like, hey, I'm going to check out motocross. They got it live on here. Let's see what it's all about.
There's some nutty things that I'm not gonna fall into. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm. Right. Then you got to put your foot down and you're like, no, I just can't get into that.
Yeah, I can't. I'm not going to watch cornhole,
Right. We got a lot of those. ESPN is really stretching for some summer programming.
Didn't that movie, was it Dodgeball? The ESPN, the Ocho. It was.
Yeah.
I mean, that's right. What set it off. I mean, how about that the creators of that movie actually led to change in ESPN.
I watched one the other day where it was that game where people put down like the little mini trampoline and four people stand around
Oh,
it
and
and
they're hitting the
they
ball.
hit a ball. I watched it for 25 minutes. I have no idea what they were doing. The rules, I had no idea. I didn't know whose team was on who. And I stared at it. I was like, we are either the most advanced society ever or we're the dumbest society ever. There can't be any in between because we invented a game where you hit a ball on a trampoline.
It kind of sounds like we're all fucked. But anyway, no, no,
That's why we need
you know,
America's judge, Omar Carmona.
hey, do not use that for my campaign sound bites. We're all fucked.
I thought you were going to say America's judge. I like America's judge.
That would be a great if my opponent were to get this tape and just say, what's going to happen if you elect Omar Carmona? And it's me saying, we're all fucked.
That's right. That's right. Well, a smart man once told me there is no such thing as bad publicity.
Hey, it doesn't matter if they're cheering or if they're booing. It only matters that they're making noise. Dale.
That's right. That's right. There you go. There you go. No scandal can hurt you. All right, let's talk a little sports before we get into the specifics of the NFL.
Sure.
All right, number one, I got to know right now, if you haven't already, YouTube TV. Have you bought the subscription already for Sunday Ticket?
I'm going to, you know what? It was my bad. I kept telling myself last month that I was going to do it to get the $100 off. It slipped. Right now it's at 50. I'm going to get it tonight. I'm going to go see a movie tonight, but we'll talk about that. We'll talk about it in closing, but I'm going to see a movie tonight. And, and when I get back, I have a sticky right here. It already cost you $50. Do it tonight. Don't let it cost you another.
Okay. What's the price?
I don't even know, but I got to pay it.
I don't know either. I don't know.
It's like, here's the thing. It doesn't really matter. It's going to get paid, right?
Yeah. Yeah, I guess you're right. I'm at the point where I think I have to do it. I'm like, you know what? You can have all the games on your computer. Wherever you go, you've got the games on your phone. You've got some TV channels that could come with it. No more illegal internet streams to get your Raiders game or something like that. No more looking for someone who has ESPN so you can watch Monday night. Just get it. Just get it.
And keep in mind, Patrick, like this could be, if everything goes well, this is my last full year in the private sector, which means that once I become a government employee, I may have to start pinching some pennies with things like this. So no more password Carmona, it's asking for everyone's password and things like that. Like I'm gonna have to start really. So I think maybe I have to enjoy this. This is how I splurge. Okay, this is how I splurge. Okay, this is my gift to me. Sunday Ticket. I'm gonna get it tonight.
Okay, all right. So you're getting it. I'm getting it. We talk summer sports. How you do not want to do any off sports. No tennis? Don't you watch tennis?
I do. I love tennis. I had a great time watching the French Open. Mm-hmm. I got into some Las Vegas Golden Knights hockey. I thought maybe you'd appreciate that a little bit. You know, sadly to say, it looks like Oakland is no longer going to be a sports town, right? And I guess, how about with this? To make you feel better, Patrick, because I know how much you love Oakland, okay?
Yeah.
I even remember when we were kids, you kind of had like a thing for, was it Jose Canseco with the A's and McGuire?
Did I? The height of my baseball.
You weren't a big baseball guy, but I think you at least appreciated those guys.
No, you're right. The height of my baseball was probably 9 or 10 years old.
I think that's when, and then we gradually lost you to football. I stayed a little longer with it. But you were definitely lost to football by 12. You were done.
Yeah. I hung on to baseball where I knew the names. I collected baseball cards till about 10 or 11 years old. Then football and basketball. I hung on to basketball till about 2000, maybe to the end of the Kobe era. And
really?
I lost basketball. I don't know the names anymore. I don't know what anyone's uniforms look like.
I was like that, but now I'm back and I'm pretty good on because for me, Camilo is more of a basketball fan than a football fan, so that's what's got me back into basketball.
Okay, yeah,
but it still has not replaced football for me. You and
I stuck with football.
You and I are pro football guys. I remember you and I also together had a thing for college football for quite some time.
Yeah, I stuck with college football for a long time as well.
But I got out of it. I probably got out of it around the end of law school.
Yeah, I stuck with it. Football, basketball, I lost touch, and of course, cycling took up my other sport interest as well. So, you and I should do. It's not worthy of recording, but we should just throw each other baseball teams and see if we can name a player who was on that team.
I love that.
I don't think that would be interesting.
And then what we'll do is
us.
we'll just report our scores back to everyone.
Okay, you want to practice one? Here we go.
Right, let's do that.
Baltimore Orioles.
Weeders?
No. Give me a player, a pro player who was on that team anytime.
Anytime. Oh. Now I couldn't. Cal Ripken Jr.
Oh, okay, great. All right, give me one.
Okay, Cubs.
Ryan Sandberg.
There you go. See, and
all right. You see this great game I invented that would be interesting to you and me.
Right.
Also, you can tell how old we are because we name players
the same. We were probably in the same generation. Like they haven't played like in 30 years, but we were
right.
We got those guys right away.
Players who retired in 1998.
Yeah. Dude.
All right.
We're old.
All right. It's time for off-season talk. So you and I both wrote down our top 3 NFL off-season storylines, and we're going to go through them down from 3 to our number 1. And we're going to discuss. So let's start with my number 3 storyline of the offseason. Mine is HBO Hard Knocks is down to 4 teams. They have not selected their team for Hard Knocks yet.
Go, list them.
The 4 teams are the Jets, the Bears, the Commanders, and the Saints. I read an article that they reached out to the Detroit Lions, who was their team last year, to see if they wanted to do it again, and they declined. So they're going to have to choose one of these teams. So I am personally hoping for the Jets. I know it won't happen, but I'm going to go on a limb and say it's going to be the Saints this year. That's my guess.
Let me ask you this. I don't think that have the Saints done it.
No, you can't do it in the last 10 years. I don't think they've ever done it. You can't have a rookie head coach, and you cannot have been in the playoffs the year previously, is the protocol. I think it's going to be the Saints. The Commanders would be completely boring. I think the Bears would be fun because we'll have shots of the city. The Bears have history. The Jets would be great because we can get a lot of Aaron Rodgers footage. So I would vote for the Jets would be the most dramatic, and then we could get lots of throwbacks to Rex Ryan and those Jets. But those are the last 4, and this is going to be tough. Who's going to agree to it? I don't know. But those are our 4 choices as of right now.
What do you think? I think it would be interesting. I would like to see the Commanders, but maybe not now. To be fair to them, like they, in August when they'd be shooting, they'd be in the middle of a change in ownership. Like I think the votes are scheduled for August. I don't think that'd be cool. I think as a league to like, okay, on top of all the transition you guys are going to have to go through. Oh, by the way, there's going to be a freaking film crew following you.
Right.
I don't think they should even be on the list, knowing that they're going to go through that. Yeah. I think give them a pass. I think the Saints. Give me the other 2.
The other 2. Well, before I give you the other 2 with the Commanders, what would be more Commanders than make it more chaotic in your organization?
That's a great point. I'm not going to argue with that.
That would be so Commanders.
Commanders.
We're changing ownership. We've got numerous allegations against the owner. We changed our name 10 times. Hey, let's put a film crew in here and air out more.
You get the feeling that a lot of it wouldn't even be like really football related.
Yeah.
It'd be like the owner comes up and's like, oh shit, I just found a box of documents that the FBI was looking for.
Yeah, it would be total West Wing or Succession style. Hey, Patrick, let's do it. Let's change it up, Hard Knocks.
If we can do that, then I'm off for the Commanders.
Okay, Commanders are back in. Okay. Jets, Bears, Saints, and Commanders are our final 4.
I think I think it's gonna be the Jets. Okay. Why? Aaron Rodgers. It's going to be all about him, and he's going to have a platform to talk about that he's shrooming in the second quarter, that he's doing all this stuff. And
he bailed on the dark room. Like he was supposed to go for 7 days. I think he left after 4 or something.
I did not know that. And it's funny. Yeah. We'll talk about that at another show. Mm-hmm. I'm researching this.
Like you want to do it?
Yeah.
See, you and Aaron Rodgers are way more alike than you think. And I think that's why you don't like him. I think you got something going on psychologically where like I see something in this guy. I like some of his practices, but I can't like him. I think there's something going on
All right, maybe
with the
Carmona
hmm,
is a closeted Aaron Rodgers fan.
yeah, maybe
That's
I
a
think you
hot
like
take, man. That's a
that's a
hot
hot
take.
take. Wow, it's June and we already got hot takes. Okay, give me your number 3 NFL storyline of the offseason.
This would typically have been number one when it happened last year. Okay. Tom Brady retiring last year was the top story because now the NFL goes into it's a new era. And essentially when Tom Brady retired, let's also talk about last year and the last, well, we've lost a lot of quarterbacks, but it's true that generation of Tom Brady, Manning, Roethlisberger, Patrick, I mean, go with me. Eli Manning. We talked
Mm-hmm.
about the Mannings, Rivers, Ryan. Cutler fizzled out, a long time ago.
Cutler. Uh-huh.
I
Philip
think
Rivers is another one that retired a
Philip
couple years ago.
Rivers, and so it's been like this like steady, steady, steady. Russell Wilson, I'm gonna put in that, in the category that he's still holding on. Aaron Rodgers still holding on. We'll see how much Aaron Rodgers won the MVP 2 years ago. So I mean, it's like we'll see what kind of drop off there's gonna be. But nonetheless, I think that generation of quarterbacks is officially gone. Now, aside from Rodgers being the holdover, now we have the next Elway, Marino, Kelly. We got the Joe Burrows, Mahomes,
Yeah.
Josh Allen. I told you in the text messages the development, which could be great for the league, of the Bills, Bengals, Chiefs, classic playoff games. It kind of reminds me of the Steelers, Raiders, Dolphins type thing that they were doing back in the 70s. The way the 90s kind of turned into Cowboys, Niners, Packers, right? I think we're going to see that with these three teams. But Tom Brady retiring, then becomes part owner of the Raiders. I'm sure you got some feelings about that. Let's put some money, or do you think at some point Tom Brady puts on the number 12?
Oh, I'd like him to come down from the owner's box and like take a couple snaps if Jimmy G doesn't complete some passes on third down.
How emasculating would that be for Jimmy G?
Ooh.
That like it got so bad that not only would he not cede, control of the Patriots, to Jimmy G, at the end of that thing, he'd even come back out of retirement from the press box to take out Jimmy G.
Oh, what would be really great if at some point in the like preseason kind of meetings or something, they're like, all right, our minority owner, Tom Brady, how you doing, guys? And then he has a quick handshake with Jimmy G, his former teammate in New England. And he goes, hey, Jimmy G, Tom Brady, I still own you, bitch. You backed up me in New England, and now I own you in Las Vegas. What if Tom Brady's like this secret, crazy asshole businessman?
Yeah, we're gonna see. So
I like it. We got a winner on the staff. That can't be bad.
Yeah, and so I think you should like it. I think you should like it. But are you gonna get the John Elway type owner? You know what I mean?
Right.
Or not owner, but like the VP, Dan Marino. I think they were so symbolic. Elway did see success. We can't take away the Super Bowl that Elway won with Peyton, right?
Yeah.
And that team was built. Welker, Julius, what was it? Julius Thomas.
And the defense too. The defense was number one in the league that year.
And so, man, who was it? Von Miller was just you couldn't stop. You couldn't stop Von Miller. We're gonna see what kind of owner Brady is. Obviously, Vegas and entertainment, and Brady. It's gonna be a beautiful business arrangement for all three of those entities, right?
Yeah, I welcome the new blood. I wonder why Vegas. Like, what's his tie to Vegas or the Raiders?
I mean, they're gonna spend money. You're gonna
spend, and the opportunity was there. You think?
And he's gonna have fun. And hey, Tom Brady's single, right? I mean,
right.
He's single. It's Vegas, show growth. It's a lot of things going on.
Yep, close to the West Coast. So
because he had that such heartfelt retirement speech last year, that's why you're number 3 on my list this year.
That leads me into my number 2 offseason story was Jimmy G to the Raiders. I feel overall good about this. I'm gonna withhold my excitement until I see some wins, but we needed to move on in quarterbacks. Derek Carr's time was up. We needed a change. We got the quarterback. I think we need some defense next. We got to give Josh McDaniels the best chance to succeed, and we got Jimmy G. So overall, I'm excited about Jimmy G in a Raiders uniform. He looks cool in black. He's got the salt and pepper hair. He looks like George Clooney from Ocean's 11. Also a Vegas movie. So we can put together all the memes of Ocean 11 and Jimmy G in suits with no ties and just an open collar. So I'm excited. Were you bummed to see Jimmy G leave your 49ers? And how do you think the fit is with the Raiders?
Did he really ask that question?
Who are you looking at? Do you have Aaron Rodgers in your darkroom?
Patrick, that guy couldn't get the hell out of San Francisco faster for me, okay?
You never liked Jimmy G.
I want him on. Look, but here's the thing. Here's the bottom line, what I think Jimmy G is. Jimmy G is a 1 season, maybe 2 holdover, which leads me back to my number 3 story. Let's go back to Brady real quick. I don't think there's going to be a single quarterback with a hotter seat than Jimmy Garoppolo. I really believe that. He's got Devontae Adams, and Devontae Adams has been very loud about how he believes he can make even mediocre quarterbacks all-stars, right?
Oh, this is great then.
Yeah. So, man, maybe it's a great thing. However, let me tell you, let's go back to my number 3. Tom Brady is there also to bring the next superstar quarterback to Las Vegas.
So 3 years from now, we either get a draft or we acquire.
Could be seeing either drafting the Manning nephew if he turns out to be the next big thing. I could say if this kid is that good and going to be the next Peyton very early, and it's not fair to put pressure on it's Connor, right? Is it Connor?
Cooper.
No,
Cooper
it's not the kid.
Oh, what? Why not the kid?
His name's not Cooper.
I thought it was. Oh,
Cooper's
Arch.
It's Arch.
Who's Cooper Manning?
Cooper's the other brother that got hurt.
Oh, right. Well, we'll put him in as a consulting role.
But what I'm going with that is if this kid comes out to be the next Peyton Manning, and let's not put that kind of pressure on him, but in the event that happens, and Tom Brady is at least whiffing, Tom Brady will then become quarterback of the Raiders and will lose every single game 0-17 just so he can assure himself the pick in that draft.
Yes, tank for Arch.
And you wouldn't be able to blame the Raiders for not winning because their quarterback was 50 years old.
Right. We got to play chess on this one. We got to tank for Arch.
Let's put that down as a prediction.
Wow, that is a long game take. You know what, Carmona? You just earned my vote.
There you go.
All right, interesting. All right, what's your number 2?
This was a big one to me. And it was a big one, but it kind of fizzled. Lamar Jackson acting as his own agent, you know, and he was trying to play hardball. Then it looks like the memos went out that don't engage in certain individuals that may be reaching out on behalf of Lamar Jackson because, he's not the agent. And it just, and you really wonder where Lamar Jackson's head's at. He's like he said, hey, look, he said, I have a team. So it's not like I'm scared. I'm not doing this by myself. But I guess he's never really explained why he doesn't use an agent. And I really do think, and I think his answer's always been, well, I have my reasons. Well, I think you should tell people because if you think there's something dirty going on in the agency practice, then I think people should know. Teams should know. The league should know. Fans should know, right?
Yeah.
But if there's nothing wrong with the agency practice and and you're just doing this because for whatever reason, well, then you can't get upset that, memos are being circulated to teams from the league saying you can't talk to these people if they're not agents. We don't know what they're about. We don't know what their arrangement is with Lamar, and we're not going to be liable. I'm putting my lawyer hat on, Patrick. You got me putting my lawyer hat on. But I just think it's a real weird dynamic. But I think you would agree. The deal got done, and the story just kind of fizzled. But it was, to me, a big deal at the time.
Yeah, it happened the day of the draft, or the day before the draft too.
Did it?
Was the deal?
Yeah, I think you're right. You're right.
It is interesting too, because the only way you can pull off this not have an agent thing is by being the top quarterback in the league. If he was the 10th quarterback in the league, you need representation to call this team, this team, this team. What about this? What about that? Like, he's in the catbird seat, so he can field the offers that way. But if you're like a medium player, like, you need the agent because they know how to do the legwork.
But let's also discuss what was going on leading up to that April. This is Diet Dr. Pepper. I'm not drinking a Rolling Rock.
All right. Point of order.
There you go. I don't think that another thing that, why I told you it was such a big story that fizzled out, but let's also go back to what was going on in January for the playoffs. Let's go before January, in the months leading up, there was clear tension between the Ravens and Lamar Jackson.
Yeah, it really seemed that way.
And now, what I hate nowadays, 2023, these cryptic tweets and these cryptic Instagram account, things. And there was something going on. And next thing you know, it's playoffs. And Lamar Jackson's not even with the team.
Yeah, which is like, I feel like a relationship got mended or needs to be mended, because that season ended on a really weird note with him and the team.
So, which now brings me back. You said, and I don't know if you did it inadvertently, and maybe you were just doing it to make a point, but maybe you really don't believe this, but you said right now, Patrick Ramirez did, the top quarterback in the league, and that's where I'm going to disagree with you. He is not the top quarterback in the league.
I'm one of them. Give me he's one of the top ones that can get away with not having an agent.
I don't know if he is not on he's an elite talent.
Where is he in your top? Is he top 3, top 5?
No,
I mean, Mahomes is number 1. We can agree on that.
Mahomes, I love me Josh Allen. Pat, you've known I love Josh Allen.
Mahomes, Josh Allen.
I love Joe Burrow. I love Joe Burrow. I love Joe Burrow. Okay. Well, let's discuss that. I mean, do we have let's go with Aaron Rodgers.
No.
I think Aaron Rodgers, I mean, he's won some, big
Aaron Rodgers over Lamar?
I mean, Aaron Rodgers won an MVP 2 years ago, Pat.
Right. But if we're picking a quarterback for 2020,
I guess you're right. You're right.
I'm just thinking as of now, our virtual.
I see a ceiling with the quarterback in Chicago. Why am I blanking? It's offseason. I'm blanking on a name. Who's the Chicago?
Justin Fields.
I'm sorry, and my bad. I'll be crisp by August. Okay. I think that Justin Fields may have a similar ceiling, or maybe even better. Okay.
Right. Okay.
So I have him. Obviously, now we are post Tom Brady. Okay. I think he is definitely an upgrade from a Dak Prescott.
Okay. Yeah, I got him ahead of. I'd put him ahead of Dak. Yeah. Herbert? How about Herbert? Above or below Herbert?
Ooh, Patrick,
Okay, now we're in the gray area. Yeah.
Oh, you know me. I love me some Herbert because of shit, man. I am going to go, and people may come at me with this. I'm going to go, they may be 4A, 4B for me.
Yeah. Okay, but we basically have them in the top 5.
Mm-hmm.
We have them as our top 5.
I remember, but I also put Rodgers. I don't think you're going to be with me there, but I see your point on Rodgers. Hey, like you're not building a franchise on Aaron Rodgers anymore. And
like guy who you would go after as a GM to sign him to your team. Like, what's his number?
Okay, well, how about this? When Tuiasosopo is healthy, he's not. He's up there.
Tuliasa Sopo.
That's what I. Oh my God! Look how bad I
Is that
am.
the backup quarterback from the 90s?
Oh my God! I went Tuiasa Sopo here.
I think
Oh,
they're cousins. I don't think it's that big of an error.
Tagovailoa. Come on, what's the matter with
Right.
me?
Big gray area for him too
Big gray
this
for him,
year.
but his problems also may be injury. I'm not
Yeah.
gonna say it was Brock Purdy, although his record was a lot better than Lamar Jackson's was.
Mm-hmm.
Brock Purdy. It's gonna be so interesting to see how he bounces back, not only from that whirlwind career rise,
Mm-hmm.
but how he comes back down, and then especially comes back after an injury. So I'm not gonna even put. I don't think Brock Purdy should be considered for
No, I
positions
wouldn't.
1 through 32 right now. Okay,
Yeah.
he again finds himself on the out.
Yeah.
Okay,
You
and
know,
that's fine.
idea for like future segment is biggest questions going into week 1, and Brock Purdy would definitely be one. Like, how's this kid gonna be this year?
He
How's
may
Tua
be
gonna be this year?
he may be the number one question, right?
Yeah, his Chargers, I think, have a lot of questions to answer this year after that horrible playoff loss and some horrible coaching throughout the year with as much talent as they had. So big questions in the quarterback era. And Purdy is like, yeah, I feel like the air was let out of the balloon so hard in that Eagles game that we never got to see if he was really tested or not. And so we still are left unanswered. We have to see. So big question in Purdy. If I was a Niners fan, I'd be like on pins and needles. Like, is this our guy? We got to find out.
Right? You don't know. So that's that. Lamar was my top thing. A lot of pieces there fell.
My number one NFL offseason story was Rodgers to the Jets. I thought of this question while you were talking. Who do you think retires first, Aaron Rodgers or Russell Wilson? Rodgers for sure, or are we thinking one bad year with Sean Payton and Russell Wilson is like,
Well,
I'm out of here.
That's gonna be the question. Sean, I think interesting enough in the same division, I think Russell Wilson is going to be on a similar hot seat. Okay. I don't know, and that's the thing about messages that teams want to convey to the public and what they're conveying inside the conference room is was it Sean Payton that took this job because of Russell Wilson, or did Sean Payton take this job because where representations made Russell Wilson is on his way out?
Right. I think so. I think it's like a couple years with Russell Wilson, and then you can pick the next
exactly.
QB, because I think he picked the whole staff too.
So then you kind of get the feeling, well, then, maybe let's look at some young talent, and maybe, maybe we have a few guys that Russell Wilson can help back up. And then the second he gets knocked out, I'm going to predict that they both go out at the same time. Both, nice. This is not their last year, both of them. And they both do 2 more years. Obviously, Aaron would have had a longer career because he's older, but I believe that this will be Russell's last year in Denver, and he will play with one more team.
Okay.
Look at a team like Arizona, who I'm not really sure. I don't know where the hell Kyler Murray.
That's a big one too. Yeah, that might be
Patrick.
That might be the most dysfunctional NFL family.
Right. And that says a lot when you are in the league with the Commanders.
The Cardinals, the kids are fighting. The Commanders, the parents are fighting. Would be my analogy.
That's what I think is going to happen. I could see Russell Wilson doing 2 more years, but split between Denver and another team. And I could see Rodgers doing a Tom Brady type 2-3 years in the Jets, but I see more 2 other than 3. So Rodgers does 2 more years in New York, and then he's out. And then I think also Zach Wilson will be out along with him.
What's your gut feeling of the Jets' record next year?
Great question.
Like gut feeling, like can they make a playoff run? They got some tools.
They can. I want to say 10-7.
Yeah, 10-7 sounds possible. Who's their division? Jets, Patriots, Dolphins. Who am I leaving out? Bills. Okay, so that's they got a tough. They got a
that's going to be a very tough division to win this year.
Right.
Because I don't want to count out the Patriots quite yet.
Oh, really? You have a little. You're hanging on the Patriots.
Count them out of not a they're out of making a dynasty like they had with Tom Brady, but
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to knock them out of contending, I guess. Is that if that's fair to say?
Okay. Your number one NFL offseason
And we
story.
talked a lot about it. We can, there's two stories I want to go with, but I think I like your idea of maybe saving this for biggest questions heading in. Honorable mention. Why isn't Dalvin Cook signed? What was going on with Diggs at the Bills, practice facility last week? Hopkins, he's still, what's with him? I mean, do people want him around? He's a great
Mm-hmm.
talent. I don't think after Devontae, he may be the guy, right? I mean, is
Mm-hmm.
that fair to say? Or, obviously Jamar Chase and Justin Jefferson. I take that back. Those two guys are right behind Devontae. But you could argue Hopkins is on the same level as
Mm-hmm. Top tier.
Jamar,
Mm-hmm.
and Justin. I still think that the class is Devontae Adams. I think
Mm-hmm.
he is the guy. So I think we could save that for the questions as to why certain. Well, let's do that next week. The Commanders, this was a once proud franchise.
Mm-hmm.
The rivalry with the Cowboys. Okay, so you're no longer called the Redskins, but don't use. What they were doing was just out of control. And I think from a bigger picture, I hope this is even a bigger story than it's been. I hope things are uncovered about Daniel Snyder's administration that serve as a lesson to every owner, GM, VP,
Mm-hmm.
every coach, assistant coach, every scout, trainer, every player, every bench player, every free agent, every agent. There's certain conduct that will never be tolerated. And it is right. The most important thing is the shield, right? It's the league. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And don't ever compromise that. And that's why the Snyder family now finds themselves out. And
I
so
was
I want
here.
the return to prominence the Commanders
So
have.
you're pro Washington as the organization. I
I've
want them to be
always
a
loved. I've
proud.
always loved them. I want that Joe Gibbs Redskins sweater. I gotta find it.
Oh, right. I want the hogs. I want the four fat dudes who dressing up like women in the front row with the hog noses again. Yeah, it seems that organization was a mess from the start of his reign. And I heard a story from during the season that he was so bad, his wife was basically doing his job as a proxy because she was better in the meetings and she had a little bit easier of a touch with people. Just what a mess.
I've
What a mess has
heard
been going
that
on there.
on important interviews, where they would have to bring in big dollar guys to fill in positions for them. It's like they got to schmooze talent, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so you want to convey a certain message if you want, or else this talent can go do it for San Francisco or Las Vegas, whatever. That he would come in be brought in and you could click, a little sweaty and be right out the golf course, It's
Mm-hmm.
what are you doing,
Yeah. Yeah. I wonder what's going to happen. I
It's
don't think we've followed an organization quite like the Commanders in the last couple of years. The Jaguars a little bit with that guy who had the crazy mustache. We kind of dove into him. We're like, where's this guy from? Where's his money from? Jerry Jones, always, of course. Beyond that, we really don't know that much about owners and
No,
their
we don't.
history and things like
So
that. Robert Kraft, of course.
I'm glad a lot of that stuff came to light. So big story from let's all work together to get our Commanders, our team in Washington back.
All right, that's a good number one storyline. I didn't expect you to go there. Let's wrap up on this. The schedule release. We got the schedule in May. I wrote down some interesting games that popped out at me. Opening game, Lions at Chiefs. No one finished the season better than the Detroit Lions, who didn't make the playoffs last year. They go up against the Chiefs. That's our opening game this year. And then I wrote down some other ones throughout the weeks. Week 2, Raiders at Bills. I like that game.
I like that game.
We get to go to Buffalo, not in the winter. Week 6, Cowboys at Chargers. Cowboys get to come to LA. We get to see if the Chargers, how little Chargers fans come to games. So we'll probably have 70% Cowboys fans in Los Angeles.
It's not a Chargers problem. It's a Los Angeles problem.
Yeah, I think so. Los Angeles is taking some hits. in the sports world the last couple of years. Week 7, Raiders at Bears, that perfect late October game.
Ooh, I like that, Pat.
I'm making my best effort to go to that game. Week 11, Super Bowl rematch, Eagles at Chiefs. And then Thanksgiving slate. Here's our Thanksgiving slate this year. Packers at Lions, Commanders at Cowboys, and the late game, 49ers at Seattle.
Love it.
And then
because I don't think I'll be upset.
Oh, okay, good. I don't want you upset on Thanksgiving. That Thanksgiving evening game is always a no man's land game. Everybody's full. Everyone's a little like 2 beers deep. Then they want to be. Everybody's trying to figure out plans. The Thanksgiving evening game is tough. And then Christmas Eve.
What do we got?
9 games. Christmas Eve.
9?
9 games. Christmas Day, which is a Monday, 3 games on Christmas Day. Those games are Raiders at Chiefs, Giants at Eagles, Ravens at 49ers are our Christmas Day games. 3 days Christmas Day sounds kind of fun, don't you think?
Wow, that's going to be 2 major holidays in a row. I ignore my kids.
Oh, all right.
Well, got to do what you got to do.
Father of the Year, coming off Father's Day too. So lots of questions, lots of fun off-season stuff to catch up on as we move forward into off-season training, preseason, and then Hard Knocks. We got to figure out what Hard Knocks is going to go on.
That's your
here.
thing, Patrick. That's your thing. Carmona is not.
You don't do Hard Knocks?
I used to, not anymore.
What lost it for you? I don't get it. Why did you lose on Hard Knocks? Why did you bail?
I bailed really early, and it was maybe like the 3 straight Cowboys ones.
There weren't 3 straight, although Cowboys have been on it multiple times. So no in the Hard Knocks.
Oh,
well, maybe
Patrick,
you'll give it a chance if they do the Jets or something.
I think you need to look up that stat on the Cowboys.
They didn't do. You can't do it 3 years in a row.
Not anymore. Not anymore.
Oh, you're saying they did it. They were an exception. I think they did it 2 years in a row.
I think maybe they opened the first 2.
I think they did it within like the 10 years. Yeah, I looked this up last year, and they have appeared the most. That is true. All right, too much Cowboy talk. All right, before we go, I just had a quick thought that I want to leave on. This thought's called hypothetical jail. Say I'm your client, and I get busted for something. I'm in jail like you went to jail today on Sunday. Say I'm your client and I get popped for, let's say I get a DUI. Okay. I'm in jail. You come to my jail cell. What are you telling me? What's my consultation like?
Asking, hey, what happened? Where were you last night? How much do you have to drink?
A lot.
What?
A lot.
Well,
yeah, like you be the lawyer. I'm the client. Go ahead.
Oh, okay, man. What happened last night?
I was driving home. I got in a fight with my old lady. Drank a little too much from the Persian Inn, and they pulled me over.
Okay, well, first of all, in reality, that means you were pretty fucked up because the Persian Inn just closed last week. So if you were drinking there last night,
it closed.
Yeah, you also that means
hey, counselor, the parking lot didn't close.
Yeah, you also broke in, dumbass. No.
So I have a B&E also. You see, this is why this is a good client visit.
Yeah. Now you know how much you have to drink last night. You're going to lie to me and tell me 2 Bud Lights like every other El Paso.
A couple of beers.
They only had 2 Bud Lights. It's always 2 Bud Lights.
I have a low tolerance.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So I had 2 Bud Lights.
Mm-hmm. And how far apart?
15 minutes apart.
Mm-hmm. So 2 quick beers. Have any shots?
Yeah. I had a shot with my friend. He got promoted to a night shift manager at Home Depot, so we had a shot.
Oh, I like how you immediately gave me that detail because that means like you justify this was a really big deal shot. You know what I mean? Like,
yes.
This is huge. Like this is not just like any shot. This is.
Well, he used to operate the forklift. Now he's.
No.
Yeah.
No. We won't tell the judge that, but.
Yeah, this is protected under attorney-client privilege, right?
I respect the game. Okay.
Okay.
And so
I had a shot.
Why'd you get pulled over?
Well, they said I was driving erratically, but I know me, and there's such a thing called buzz driving, and I think I was doing okay.
Okay. So on that one, don't need to tell me any more on why they pulled you over. It's probably going to be on camera. So don't worry about telling me why they pulled you over. Okay. Now, when they got you out, they asked you to do some tests. Yeah, I'm sure they asked you to do a an eye test, the one-legged stand test, and then the walk in a straight line test. How'd you do?
I think I did okay. I did fine. I did the breathalyzer and I walked in a straight line.
Okay, so you did the breath, so they didn't get a blood, they didn't take blood. So that means did they tell you what you got? What was your limit?
They didn't say, but they said I was over the legal limit.
Okay, you got taken. All right, man. Well, I can definitely help you out. It'll be $5,000. And
Oh,
I'll put you through to my assistant right now. She'll take your name, your information. Sir, it was nice to work with you, and we will be in touch. Bye-bye.
okay. So you basically just kind of give me a little once over, and then when do I pay you?
As soon as you want me to lift a finger.
Oh, oh man, this is a rough jail visit. Point of the story, going to jail sucks. As it turns out, you know what, guys? Jail sucks.
Yep.
So you just get the details, give them the price, and then off you go.
Yep.
All right. I don't know if I feel better or worse. Although it never feels good to get a DUI anyway.
Never.
Now, so I'm in jail. I'm in jail. I had a shot and 2 Bud Lights, and I blew over the legal limit. Damn. Well, it's a good thing I got a lawyer like you on my side, who's gonna be a judge.
No, you gotta pay me first.
All right, Omar Carmona. These have been a quick off-season chat. We'll catch up.
All right, brother.
Thanks, Omar.
Later.
That is it. That is the episode. That is the off-season Sunday Night Talk. We're catching up this year. We've never done off-season Sunday Night Talks before. I'm bringing up new people to have little chats with throughout the year. Talking summer, talking sports, figuring out life. Omar, potential judge? Omar Carmona? Maybe. Maybe this show will put him over the top. Thought we had some good questions in there. I thought we had some good hypotheticals in there. I know I don't want to go to jail. That I do know. Hopefully you don't either. But hey, if you do, who are you going to call? Carmona. He's a lawyer. He knows stuff. Anyway, keep in mind, subscribe to the channel if you have not already, and keep an eye out on all my socials, Instagram and right here on YouTube, because all my shows are going up. I got a new movie pod series going up, not to mention my stand-up clips are there as well, and future stand-up dates as well. So for me, Patrick Ramirez and Omar Carmona, this was the Sunday Night Talk off-season edition. I will see you very soon.